Hi everyone, I'm Quincy and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about whatnot and my tips for reselling and how it actually goes, the behind the scenes, what it takes to run a show, and I'm going to give you some tips and what it looks like during the show as well. I had my first show on August 2nd and it went really well in my opinion. A second show is August 9th, which I had prepared behind me. When you see this, it would have been the night before. As you can see, everything is set out and ready to go. I try and have everything on my rack the day before, just because the day of, the first day, I had some anxieties and stuff, so it's just nice being prepared, and I will get more into that later in the video. I will have table of contents so you can go to different tips and stuff, my tips before the show and after, if you want to just move around. If not, stick with me. So I applied to be a reseller on July 5th and I was accepted on July 22nd, and I did my onboarding on July 28th, and like I mentioned, I had my first show on August 2nd. The onboarding was super easy. They did ask that everyone be on camera, and you're not really able to engage, but they wanted you to have your camera on, but it honestly was so it was really just a formality. I will say I did not find it very helpful, to be honest. Sorry, I feel like my camera was weird. Anyway, I did not find the onboarding super helpful. I learned the most from watching other sellers. I was on the platform for 3 weeks, so I engaged in the shows every day. Let's get to discussing things I think that are helpful prior to the show starting. So I would encourage you to go in and schedule all of the shows that you know you're going to do in the upcoming weeks, because then you can ask people that are in your show to bookmark future shows. So for me, I also believe it's really helpful to go live at the same schedule. So for me, I just go live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific time, and then I can tell everyone who's in my show, or people in other shows, hey, I'm going live on Tuesday, see you there. And for me, every show is different, but you would obviously curate your shows to whatever inventory you have. So my first show was just an assortment of all of my inventory, the pieces that I really liked. And then this next show is all bottoms. So I'm really excited to get some of this inventory pushed, and I just really love these items, so I want to show them off and get them to the perfect buyer. Prior to your show starting, there's a lot of organization that goes into it. And my number one tip is to get organized and be prepared prior to your show. So front loading your store is something that I really like to do, and I appreciate when other buyers do it, because when I'm in their show, I can go through and see, ooh, I really like number 37, I'm gonna request that. Not everyone takes requests, but if you're prepared and organized, it's easier for you to take requests throughout your show. So I take pictures of everything, and oh my god, this shirt. Sorry. I take pictures of everything beforehand and do a description. I also do their clothespin number, so just number 1, and I put 001, the title, and in the description, I put the starting bid, SB, and then I put the size and if there's any flaws there. So I do all that prior, and something I had to learn that hopefully you all won't have to do this trial and error, you cannot do everything from your computer and then think, oh, I'm gonna add pictures later. You can't do that. You have to add pictures at the same time you are editing, and you can only add pictures on your phone. So I've now learned that it's just easiest to do everything on your phone, and it's taken me the least amount of time to just upload everything via phone. So those are things that I wish I knew. And I would definitely do that starting bid option, because when you're in your show, it's maybe difficult to remember unless you're doing all the same starts. But for me, I have, you know, some skirts that have been laying, like I've had for a while, so those will be marked pretty significantly. But my new inventory that I just got that I know will go for a lot of money on Poshmark, I'll maybe start that at $12. So it just depends on what you're comfortable with, which I'll get into at tip number 2. But organization, for me at least, was key to running my show smoothly and being able to take requests without a hitch. And the numbering system also works really well for me. Also within organization and being prepared, it is possible to do a test stream, but do not do a test stream through your actual show. You will do the live stream, the test stream, and it will be deleted because that's what happened to me. I think I had 39 people, 39 people that saved my show. I did a test stream the night before and lost everything. I was eventually able to get it back up, but it was a very emotional roller coaster for me. So just know, if you want to do a test stream, create a new fake show and do your test stream. Okay, tip number 2. What the hell was that? Tip number 2 is do not list items that you for less money than you are comfortable taking. That's huge. If you list everything for $1 and then are bummed that it went for $1, you shouldn't have freaking done that, okay? You shouldn't have done that. It's important to know what fees Whatnot takes, right? It is one of the lowest of all platforms, I think the lowest fees taken from any platform that I've sold on. They take a total of 10.9% plus 30 cents on top of that. So an example would be, if I list these jeans for $10 and they go for $10, times it by 10.9% is $8.91 minus your 30 cents. I'm getting a total of $8.61, and that does not include my cost of goods, right? So if I bought these pants for $9.99 at Goodwill, I'm actually losing money. And that's not something you want to do, especially because the culture of Whatnot is to include giveaways and stuff. That's also shipping and, you know, money out of your pocket getting the giveaway. So you do not want to be on this platform to lose money. That's not what anyone is trying to do here. Tip number 3, during the show, I would really encourage you to have a place that the sold items can go to. So for this show, I have my bin that all of the items will be placed into afterwards, just so it's out of the way. It doesn't get sold again for some odd reason. It's just out of the way, and I have more room to focus on the inventory that's still left. And I would also say, take your time. We're not in here to rush through everything. If you have a lot of items, your show is going to be long, but I think it's important to actually like take care and go through all your pieces. My kind of style is, if I am going in order, or if someone requests something, they request number 20, I say, okay, I'm going to pin number 20. I'm going to get the item. I'm going to show the item. I'm going to say the starting bid, and I'm also going to disclose any flaws. I'm also, at this time before I run it, am going to measure anything if the person wants that. And I'll get more into being genuine and being truthful, but it's so crucial that you take that minute and really disclose anything that's wrong. So after that, after I feel like, okay, this item, you know, I've said all that needs to be said, I've said all my disclosures, then I'll run it for 30 seconds. So that's kind of how I run my auctions. My tip number 4 is to be genuine and to be truthful, because as resellers, all we have is our honesty, and we really rely on those repeat customers and other people talking about us in a positive light. So if you have any flaws, you want to disclose those immediately. You don't want someone to get a package and be like, wow, this is really not what I thought it was going to be. If anything, you want to undersell your items so that customers are like, oh my gosh, this is even better. Like, this is amazing. I would also say, just be genuine, be fun, be yourself, because people are going to read right through you. I would also encourage you to be in other people's show even prior to your own first show, and being genuine and just like reaching out and building your community so that when you have your first show, they're there to hype you up and you feel, good about being in this space. And really understanding like who you are as a brand, and how you want to incorporate that into your packaging. So I think that maybe be a little different tip, but I got some items that I really love and I put in every package, including my wiener dog stickers, my business card that talks about YouTube and my other platforms, and my thank you stickers that have my Instagram and my YouTube channel on it also. So I'm hoping that you have a little bit of an overview and understanding of what it takes, maybe mentally, to be a reseller on Whatnot, but what do you need physically? So I would say obviously you need your filming device. So you need the device where you're looking into the camera, you're showing everything, and that is recording you. And then you need your controller. And technically you can use your phone. It's just a lot easier if you have, I use my laptop, some people have iPads, so that you can start the bids and read through the chats. All of the kind of technical things would be on your laptop. Also ask yourself, how is your lighting? I got better lighting when I was accepted as a reseller on Whatnot, but I also knew when I'm photographing, my light's just not that good, and I want to be able to really show my pieces in a good light, and it's helpful for YouTube too, so now I can do videos in the dark. I don't know. I use my lights every day and they are so compact and like easy to move, so it's really, I really like the system that I have. I also got a clothing rack. I'm not using it for all my jeans, but I do have a clothing rack that worked so well during my first live show, and I would highly recommend it. You do obviously need to learn how to balance it, but it folds up like a tripod and I highly recommend it. I will have all my equipment linked down, linked down in my description. I don't get any kickback for it, but if you want to check it out, it will be there. I also got a set of 50 white hangers just to have everything uniform and look nice, and figuring out a number system. You can buy, I think most people get their little label things off of Amazon, but I literally just use clothespins and I think they work perfectly fine. Really easy to pull on and off. And I got, I think, 4 packs from the dollar store, so super cost effective. Let's move into how did I do on my first Whatnot show. So I believe I did really well. I was on there from 7 to just before 10 p.m. and I added nearly 100 friends to my following, and I sold 42 items, including, I think I sold like 3 Buy Me a Coffee, which if you wanted to support Buy Me a Coffee, you can down in the description below. But I had a couple people buy me a coffee off of Whatnot too. And again, Aubrey, thank you so much for my coffee. That was so sweet of you. So my total prior to all my fees and cost of goods was $397. Then you take away my fees, which brings it down to $341. Take away my cost of goods, I ended up with $325. So for 3 hours being live, I would say that was definitely worth it. I moved a lot of packages, I moved a lot of inventory, which is great because it makes room for more inventory, right? So I think it's really fun. My final thoughts are, it is a lot of front loading, but I love it. I loved being on camera. I think YouTube really helped me like learn how to talk to a camera without that immediate response, and Whatnot is even easier for me because I am getting at least a chat response, whereas YouTube I have to wait until I see your comments afterwards, and then I get to kind of have that communication with you. But that is really fun, but it can also be really draining. I definitely had like an adrenaline rush after, and I stayed up just to do shipping because I knew it would take a while. Shipping took me 2 hours. Whatnot sets it up really easily, but that's a lot of items to ship, so it took me 2 hours. But I had that like adrenaline rush, and so, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, you guys. I had that adrenaline rush, and so it was like, I did have fun getting through it all. I think my next steps are going to be to get really great inventory. So all of my shows in the future are kind of curated. My first show is whatever I had. Second show is jeans. My third show will be focused on graphic tees, band tees, and more like men's wear. My fourth show is actually on my birthday, August 23rd. I hope to see you there. And that is just going to be all of my favorite things. And so for some of my items, it's like I'm not going to be posting them on Poshmark unless they don't sell here. And if they don't sell, then I'll put them on Poshmark rather than vice versa. I don't want to ramble on too much. If you have any questions, I would love to share any of my knowledge. I would love to see you in my next Whatnot show. Again, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. And you can always go to my profile and actually click on, like, you can save my shows. And I also have my referral links down below. So if you do join using my link, you get $10 off. And I also get a $10 credit. So I would appreciate that. I appreciate you watching. I hope that you leave a comment. If you could subscribe, if you want to see more reselling, thrifting videos, please subscribe. That's what I do here. Sometimes I'll do like cleaning videos or something, but I've been really focused on reselling lately. So that's been my content, but I appreciate you so much. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.